I love a good mystery. And being an historian is like being a detective. Except there are no femme fatales and you don't usually need a gun. It's the people who are the best mysteries of all. They're the key to answering the question that lingers after every other one has been answered. Why? I think that's what first drew me to someone like James Polk. His story was full of questions and intrigues, and he's at the center of them. Like what was in that locked box delivered to the White House? What did he buy that he wanted to keep so secret? What did he mean by the Mexican question? Why did Abraham Lincoln publicly call him a liar? Why was he so fixated on land and expansion? What did he say on his deathbed that had his family in a panic? Why is he today an obscured part of American history? The last question, that's the one that bothered me the most. 2 years. That's all that digging, all those miles. Hotel bills and burned gas. 60 hours of raw footage. And still I felt no closer to figuring out this bizarre contradiction. I mean, here was a man who was the youngest president up to that time, who laid out a clear agenda and who did it all. He finalized the annexation of Texas. He established a new treasury system that lasted 60 years. Modernized the postal system. He oversaw the construction of the Washington Monument, the Smithsonian Castle. He acquired the Southwest and the Oregon Territory. He brought the nation to the Pacific coast and he opened up the West. And he did it all in a single term. That seems like a great resume, right? So why had no one heard of him? He's nowhere in a poll by Gallup. But then again, George Washington placed 7th right behind some guy named No Opinion, so perhaps it wasn't the best source. I mean, you look at what historians think, this story does seem different. The 1948 Schlesinger poll ranked Polk 10th. The London Times and the Wall Street Journal both placed him 9th. Did they know something the rest of us didn't? Was it as simple as getting the word out? If so, job done. Thanks for coming, everyone. Have a safe drive, and don't forget to buy the special edition DVD available at all fine retailers and Walmart. But then again, you wouldn't have much of a movie. No, it wasn't that simple. In their own poll, Rolling Stone magazine counted him among the worst. Eric Foner, in an editorial for the Washington Post, agreed. Man, oh man, Karl Rove even liked Polk. After all my searching, there was only one poll in which he placed tops. RateMyMullet.com. So who was right? The more I looked at the written material, I began to wonder if either opinion was right. Eugene McCormick wrote what's still considered the definitive biography of Polk, 85 years ago. Heck, this one was so old that when it was published, most of the people mentioned in it were still alive. Other crucial sources went out of print a century ago, or only available in edited form or on blurry microfilm. What I had was a bunch of disparate opinions based on a record that was incomplete or out of date. It was no good. If I was going to figure this thing out, I had to do it for myself. So I scrapped my unfinished script, all 90 pages of it. I decided to start over. I was going to go out wherever it took, and I was going to figure this guy out for myself. Uh-oh. That morning I was nervous. I mean, what was I getting myself into here? I remember wishing for the summer flu so I could put it off another day or two or a week. But there was none to be had. Stupid immune system. Yeah, at least I wasn't alone at the start. That's Mark. Hey, say hi to the camera. He's an old classmate of mine. He helped out on my first film, acted, ran camera, and in general kept me from going nuts on a project that went way out of control. But I digress. Now, we were both Hunter Thompson fans, and so I was tempted to rent something flashy for our savage journey into America. But money was tight, so I went with the family van instead. A long goodbye. A long goodbye. And it happens every day. I think we're ready to go.
Please drive to highlighted route.
This was it. There was no turning back. Okay, that's good. Grab the camera.